the panel before you, what are your thoughts? I'm going to get two people to weigh in on that very quickly. I'll start with a woman, of course, to my right, very close to me. Freda, what were your thoughts of what was being discussed during the previous, was that satisfactory to you? You may want to put it closer to you, just go closer to it.
And what I was more impressed about is just how much committed these guys have been, as far as, and the lady, of course, as far as getting into the process, because as they describe it, it must have been very scary in the beginning, being the first ones to be paving the way for the future Haitians that are getting in the political race. So I was very impressed with their presentation.
I was very impressed also, and I've met a few of them, like Mac Bernard. I've met him before, and like me personally, what I like the most is the awareness, because I know that a lot of Haitians in the community, they're not aware that we have so many of our people represented. And but me, myself, by coming to events like this, I can bring them the news. They tell them we do have representatives, we do have people like that, and you also can do it.
I think they did a decent job. I mean, it was a direct question as far as whether or not they kept in touch with the faith community and not just used them for votes during the election time. And a lot of them had actual examples of going to church 3 times and what they knew that people expected from them. So I think they did a decent job.
Well, from 1982, being here, coming to this country and not knowing anything, even the language, and to see today, I'm sitting back there and watching all these guys up there, big shot with ties, It's excellent to see the changes that happen over time. Because I remember back in those days, what we would be doing is going to Chrome Avenue. If anybody is aware of that, what it is, it was the jail where they put us. So that's where we used to go and protest, so we can let some of us out. So to see the change, the transformation that happened over time, and again, Philip Bridges also talks about that, where you display. So to see today, looking at to see what's going on here, to have all these elected officials, Haitian officials. I don't like to call them Haitian American. I just say it's Haitian. They just sit it naturalized, And it's a great experience to watch these guys and growing through the community. It's tremendous, and I can see that change happen over the years, where nobody knows what's a Haitian. They argue with you that you're not Haitian because you look a little different than the average. So it's a good thing to see that happening, and it's good to dream. That's what it makes you feel like doing. Because I know someday down the road, all the youngs out here will be to the top of the echelon here.
Right. But we're here to talk about the different generations and where we've been, where we are, and where we hope to go. So Cozy, I want to bring you real quickly here to talk about your generation, because everybody thinks their generation is the better generation. So finish this sentence here. My generation is better because
we have leaders such as the politicians that were here. We've come a long way. I came here in 1981. When I came here, I went to Wingate High School in Brooklyn, New York.
There's one New Yorker in here.
And pretty much, we suffered through the HBO, Haitian body odor, and unfortunately, it was right around AIDS, when AIDS was first coming out, and Haitian had to carry the load for being responsible for bringing it here. So having been through those experiences, and also having been to a school that was pretty much, I don't want to say the ghetto, but for an example, the boy who ushered me got stabbed to death right in front of the school, the day after. So we're not talking about Harvard here. Now, having lived through this and having seen my parents put the best that they can to give me the opportunity to be here, and having taken full advantage of that opportunity, I'm really grateful to say that our generation is good, not the best. Our generation is great because I really believe that we seize the American dream and we try to lead it to the best of our abilities.
All right, we are reaching for that dream.
I think it speaks volumes with what our predecessors have done
for us, because if they didn't do that, then we would not have a different vision, because their vision was here, but now, because of what they've done here, we're standing here now, our vision can be here now. So that's what I think is appropriate to do.
So I can tell you, I have hope in terms of where our communities, where at least I'm found where we are. You know, I have Gabby, my students, 8 stats, second in upper class, Gates National Scholarship, which is a very big honor, and the Gates Foundation is basically Gabby is giving you a chunk of change, right? So I have great hope. But at the same time, I know the challenge that we face as a community. There was a question about the, in terms of where we are in income. We were essentially at very low in terms of earnings in our community. In part, this certainly is related to education. Right. I look at 2009's census report on folks of Haitian ancestry. 80% of them had bachelor's degrees in 2009, compared to 28% at the national level. So we have work to do, certainly, in our community in terms of encouraging. I know the parents are doing it, but I think we need to have institutions that's supporting the parents in terms of helping the kids to understand the importance of education to survive in society. Well, you know the work we're trying to do here with Colorado Hope, trying to create a college access program to prepare the kids in terms of make sure they have a good academic preparation before they go to college, to make sure they have the financing there to provide them. So there is work to be done, but I certainly have hopes when I look at folks like Gabby, when I look at my former students, Baker, the artists here. Yeah. So I have great hope that we will move ahead. Yeah. The challenge is we have huge challenges in our community to deal with.
What are some of the challenges that you think your peers are facing in terms of education in general?
Well, I think that peers today have lost sight of what our predecessors have put forth for us. I think that they've lost what the American dream was, what Haitians came to America for. They don't see what our parents worked so hard to do. So when they come to school here, they're not really focused on education and make it to the next level. They're more worried about, okay, what do my peers think? What do my clothes look like? Am I cool? Which, yeah, it may seem important at the time, but at the end of the year when graduation rolls around, that means nothing. Wow. So to move on to the next level, I think that teachers need to be more in touch with not really the Haitian mind state of what goes on in the households, because parents are pushing their kids to do better, to study, to work hard, to make good grades. Because I know when I brought home a B, it was, why'd you get a B? Why isn't this an A? So parents are there with the support. It's just the students have lost sight of what our parents have worked hard for.
Wow. What is one thing about the generation, the new generation, that you just don't get? Why do they do that?
Well, I would say I came to the United States when I was 17, and looking over the years of what I put myself through to make sure that I have a good education, that I'm able to get a good job. I think at the time when I came, it was in the 70s. In those days, I think Haitians were better positioned. When I got to Boston, at that time, I mean, we could, my brother, when he got there, could count on a hand how many Haitians were there. But when I got in the 70s, the community was really coming together. And I think a lot of the young that have come now have found people that have created things for them. Like the other panelists was saying, that they don't really appreciate the way they should. When I got to Boston, I found that it was very hard to acculturate because the culture is very cold there compared to our culture in Haiti, where people are very warm. So that was one of the things for me to overcome. And the new generation now, when they come from Haiti, I think because over the years we have opened ourselves in Haiti to other cultures to infiltrate us in Haiti, when they come here, I think maybe they already used to a lot of things in Haiti that when I came I wasn't used to. I think I had a lot of values that I kept up to the time that I got to Boston, and that I kept throughout until I became an adult in my own household. Whereas the new generation coming now, I mean, as far as respect for parents, respect for authority, how they dress, how they comport themselves, how they look at each other, how they live, as with other people in the community, I think all of that has changed. And
is it for the better?
From my viewpoint, it's not for the better. Because in a way, there's no way that you're going to be replacing respect you used to have for your grandparents, for example. When you live in a household with your mother and your grandparents, it's in your heart that you don't want to see these people pass away or die. But now you're living with the new generation now. Sometimes they come into the house, they're hi. And when I got to Boston, actually, I had a girlfriend of mine. Her mother she used to be so jealous because when I get to her house, I would kiss her mother, and I mean, she would love it. She was American. The mother would love it. She would say to me, "Oh, stop kissing on my mother." And I said, "Well, that's my culture. That's the way I was." And after a while, she became like that too. She became very friendly with my family. And so those are positive things that we can afford to do.
Wow.